G'day guys, we're back with another tips and tricks video. I've been researching how to put stencils onto an inflatable boat, because as you all know, we now have an inflatable boat. Truekit, 4 meter discovery, but for the life of me, everywhere I've looked, forums and everything, the best thing I can come up with, because we tried the little stickers from BCF, but they lasted about 2 minutes in the water. Well, one session I should say. So we've found a new solution. We are going to put vinyl paint, and I've hit up a guy on Marketplace and he has supplied us with some one-time use stencils. So we're in my dad's shed before we've taken off, but here's the REGO. 2 of. They actually look pretty cool. And then we're using some of this stuff. So vinyl and fabric, specialty coating. We'll see how this goes down. But apparently, I was talking to the bloke that does it, and all the guys that have Thundercats, they're the ones with like, I think they're like a 50 horsepower on the back, but they're an inflatable. They've been using this stuff, very popular, and he supplies them with a lot of the stencils. So the stencils look top notch, awesome. I might even give him a shout out and show you where the link is. The one thing that I think you need to do is with this vinyl paint, you can't just put your coats on and let it dry, because the stencil will literally just peel it back off the boat itself. So I think there's a timing thing. I haven't really looked up anything. He sort of gave me some direction, but this is pretty specific, and I haven't really watched. I've seen a couple of blokes on YouTube do it, but their stencils aren't hard on the boat itself, so they get a lot of overspray. So this is going to, obviously the stick is going to be tight. You're going to be able to spray it on, and I think you peel it off with tweezers so you don't touch the actual boat itself, but I'll show you all that when I get to it. Hopefully this all works, because this is going to be a pretty good permanent solution, because the boat's going to get unfolded, folded back up again. Yeah, it's a flexible paint. We'll see how it goes. But first things first, we got to get this guy blown up. Alright, so I'm going to put mine there. I think it just looks better at the front. I don't know exactly where you're supposed to put it. I don't think there's any regulations on it. But this is the stencil. Ooh, okay. I gotta really have a look at where I'm going to put this thing. We've got this handle here. I don't really want to go over these kind of things, but I can kind of go. It's probably going to be about there somewhere, I reckon. So we can't go there because the handle. Or else I'll go there. Yeah, I reckon this is the only spot I can go, really. I'm thinking about there somewhere. And then I'll just put some tape, some newspaper or something on the outside so I don't get any overspray. And hopefully it works. I pumped these guys up to 2 PSI. They're recommended to 3 max. My theory in that is that it's got a little bit room to expand, and then a much more room to contract. You don't want it too soft, or else obviously it's not going to be taut to be able to spray it onto it. I'm also winging it, so we'll see what happens in the end. Alright, I'm going to prep this up and see how it looks. So we've made some progress. So what I've done is I've put the stencils in its final locations. I'll show you what I've done. Basically, I didn't use a tape measure. I thought I was going to. It was just going to be too hard to try and line up. So what I'm going to do is go off this line of that sort of stitching. But what I've done is I've cut the tape down to the yellow line, just because that's the line I'm going to go off, so then I can get it hard up in like that. And then when I transfer it, it should be perfectly in line with these, because these should be flat up and down when the boat's obviously got a floor and stuff in it. So yeah, that's it. That's what it's going to look like on the side. So the sticker is obviously the yellow part. So my stencil is actually this white part. So that's the white part that you're going to see at the end. So it's pretty fancy. Thought we'd go a bit schmick. Yeah, and then I've done the other side, which I've also done the same thing. I just sort of aligned it with this outside square. Look, I could spend all day trying to look for measurements and things like that. Like everything's curved. There's no datum line that I can measure off or anything like that. And they're going to be on opposite sides. It's not like they're right next to each other. So I think that's going to be the best bet. I'm just going to go for it, see what happens. Wish me luck. I'm going to prep everything up now. I think what I'm going to use is this stuff. Flash prep. So basically it just removes oils and waxes and things like that. It's actually for cars to do clay barring, so I don't think that's going to affect the material of the boat, which is good. We'll use a bit of that, clean it all up so it's nice and schmick. I don't think I'm going to use any kind of sandpaper or anything. I've seen some guy use 100 wet and dry. I don't know about that. I'm just going to see how this goes, and you know, if it starts peeling or something, I'll just do it again, because I'd rather do a new stencil than do a new boat.
It's not always right. Make way for change. Oh, shitty train. I know for certain I'm insane. Nothing can live here. The mud is so deep, I can't see. Now take me to another country. Let me start over. Oh, I long for green hills with meals and four-leaf clover. This rodeo's got me feeling like so I should go before I'm oh no. This rodeo's got me looking like a bad girl. I should go before I'm no. Forbidden fruit, oh, it's not always right. Make way for change. Make way for change. This rodeo's got me feeling like so I should go before I'm oh no. This rodeo's got me looking like a bad girl. I should go before I'm rodeo.
Alright, I think that's actually worked quite well. I was freaking out for a bit. The stencil doesn't stick that great to it, but obviously it's only a stencil. It was sort of, I put cardboard around it to tape it up, and the cardboard just started to lift, like fold and lift it. So I'm going to use maybe something that's a bit more flexible, like towels or something. I got it off in time. It didn't stick or anything like that, but check this out. You've probably already seen it, but mate, I reckon that looks sick. I'm pretty stoked with it. You got a little bit of overspray, like tiny little bit. I don't even know if you can see it. Tiny little bits. But if anyone wants to get this close to my Rego, they can see it. But from afar, I reckon it looks wicked. Now, the test will be long term, so when it gets rolled up and rolled back out again, because we're still at like 2 psi pressure in it. So I'm just going to let that sit for a little while, prep the other side, do the other side, and then I'm just going to let it sit for 24, 48 hours. Just give it a really good chance to dry. And hopefully it's stuck to the boat. The Truekit, the mighty Truekit. Stoked. I reckon it'll be good. Steph's just popped out to the shop, so she'll be able to see it when she gets back. I'm pretty happy with it. And there's all different designs you can pick. The guy, I'll shout him out. There's like heaps of different designs, like black. So the inside letters are your letters, and then the outside, yeah. You'll know what I mean when you see the picture. I think that if this works, I think I paid $45 and $15 postage for the stencils, and then $30 for the can. So it's $100, but I've already dropped $21 on lettering from BCF, which lasted a day. If this worked, I think we're in for a winner. Check it out again. I approve. On to the other side. Alright, on to the next side. So that's the stencil. But I think what's happening is, on the other side you could see there's little bumps and they must be just getting inside like the paint, because it doesn't actually stick all that well, but for a one-time stencil, that's it. Like, you can push it down real hard and then you can see the imprints, but it just pops straight back off again. But, because I think it's just slightly getting in between the bumps and you can see a tiny bit of overspray, but mate, from a distance, looks Mickey Mouse. Alright, that masking tape was crap, so I found some box tape. I don't know how good this is going to be, but surely it's better than that painter's tape. Alright, this side was definitely not as good as the other side, but I got a bit of overspray in these little sections because I had a dick up with the tape and it pulled up. You see me put it across there, but it went across the B, so I had to undo the whole thing. It's probably stretched the vinyl stencil, and then I'll put it back down, and obviously it's lifting in them little spots and getting little blowouts. I might have a crack at trying to get like an earbud and just cleaning a little bit of the overspray, see how I go. And then in W here, the paint's like dried before I've even pulled it off, but I didn't leave it that long compared to the other one. But I feel like it's like spray it, 30 seconds, pull it off. Because, yeah, or else you're going to get... I just hope it doesn't just keep lifting and pull the whole thing off. For what it is, there's literally like nothing else on the market unless you want to spend upwards of $300. But here it is. Like, you can't tell me that's not going to look good from 5 meters. So, alright, well I guess it's drying time. Only time will tell how it goes with the flexibility. I might do another little thing to see how it goes. But there's one side. You see, look at that. You can't even tell, mate. And then there's the other side. All regoed up, ready for our trip once again. Shout out to Truekit. They've actually given us this boat, so we're going to be doing a lot of content for them, and it's going to make our travel totally different. So shout out to them. I might even hit them up if they want this on their website or anything like that. But yeah, if you want a Truekit, they're good. I've only taken it out of a couple of times, and I can fit it in the back of my 200 series, everything. And then inflating time 15 minutes, chuck it in the water. The motor goes in front of the kids in the feet. It's all right for a little short trip to the creek or something, because a lot of people get snookered. They've just got it in the caravan and you obviously can't take it anywhere. They got the motor on the caravan, the boat on the car. I don't know, we've made it work, so anyone can do it. If they got a 200, you can do it. I think this is it for this video. Put some comments down below if you want to know anything, and I'll link the guy's marketplace, because he was good. Like, the stencil worked. Obviously it was lifting a little bit, but I don't know what else you can do about that to make it stick any better. So, but thanks for watching again. Make sure you like and subscribe, it always helps. But wait for the travels in this boat, and wait until you see this rego on the water. It's going to look sick. Cheers.